अस्सलामु अलैकुम रहमतुल्लाहि बरकातहू। बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन। रब्बिल शरली सदरी व यस्सिरली अमरी वहलुल अक़दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली। During the time of Sheikh Abdul Qadit Jilani, our beloved master of masters, there lived Abdul Samad bin Human, who was one of the wealthiest men in Baghdad, a worldly, proud, and arrogant man. He believed he owned the world and the people who worked for him. He supposed he would control them, doing with them whatever he pleased. He was a materialist in every sense of the word. He disliked the sheikh profoundly and denied his miracles. Often he used to say, "As you know, I never liked the sheikh, although I am a man of means and have all that I wish. I was never content, happy, or at peace." One day, as I was passing by his school, I heard the call to prayer. I said to myself, let's take a closer look at this man who impresses others with his so-called miracles. I will go and make my Friday prayer in this mosque. Thinking in this way, I walked into the mosque. The mosque was packed with people. I pushed myself forward in the crowd and found a place right at the foot of the pulpit. The sheikh started delivering his sermon, and the things he said angered me. All of a sudden, I had a terrible urgent need to relieve myself. There was no way out of the mosque. I was filled with horror at the terrible shame. As I was about to defecate right there and then, my anger toward the sheikh increased. At that moment, sheikh calmly descended from the steps of the pulpit and stood above me. While continuing to talk, he covered me with his sacred cloak. All of a sudden, I found myself in a beautiful green valley where a pure brook flowed. There was no one around. I relieved myself and cleansed myself and took ablution in the brook. As I decided to make my prayer, I found myself again under the sheikh's cloak. He lifted it from me and returned up the steps of the pulpit. I was awestruck. I had no words, but not only was my belly comfortable, but so was my heart. All the discontent, anger, and negative feeling I had been holding had been wiped out of it. After the prayer, I left the mosque and walked around and went home. On the way, I realized that I had lost the key of my safe. I went back to the mosque and looked for it, but I couldn't find it anywhere. I had a hard time getting the locksmith to open my safe. The next day, I had to go on a business trip, 3 days out of Baghdad. I and my crew passed by a very beautiful valley. It was as if a force pulled us to the side of a beautiful brook. I realized immediately that this was the place I had been and the brook where I had washed myself. I washed myself again at the same place. There I found the lost key of my safe. When I returned to Baghdad, I became the follower of the sheikh. Such was the miraculous blessings of our sheikh on his people. Thank you. Subhana Rabbika Rabbil Izzati Amma Yasifun wa Salamun alayhi Mursaleen Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.